There's no squirrels in here, though. Hey Blankers, and welcome back to the second part of this podcast episode. Do you remember at the end of the last one we had so much great stuff recorded we had to break it up? Well, this is the next bloody bit. Enjoy! To part two of this special of 2001, and we're joined by our very special guest, Mr. Ricky Ayres. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Well, first and foremost, why don't you give us a little bit of an introduction to you? Who are you? Why are you here? What do you do? Let the viewers and the listeners know about Ricky Ayres.
Right, I am Ricky Ayres. I'm a roofer from Canvey. I had a very terrible drug habit, which is part of the reason why I'm here to explain about a meeting that I'm going to be opening on Canvey to help other addicts, I suppose.
Perfect. It's a very, very noble cause, and one we fully get behind. So thank you for your time, first and foremost. Congratulations on a great idea. What was it that made you want to start the actual helpline?
Well, I go to a meeting in Basildon anyway, and I live on Canvey, so there's no local meetings to meet at the moment.
Yeah.
So I looked what day there weren't any meetings close and things like that, and I decided I'd open one. So hopefully it can help someone.
Just like that. I mean, it's a blasé response, but it's true, isn't it? If it's not there, you've got to do something yourself. So
Is it by yourself or with anyone? You doing
Yeah.
it with anyone?
I've got a committee of a few other addicts with me that are helping out. One's buying the literature, one's sorting out going to district. Because CA is such a countrywide thing.
Yeah.
So there's all different groups and there's different districts, and you have to arrange with your district when you're opening a meeting.
So it's kind of like not like a lodge thing, but it's almost like you've got a higher power and you have to kind of report into them.
Exactly what it's
How
like.
bizarre. So do they then do the sort of the supply of financial backing, or is it
Is there any
self-backed,
funding,
or
or is there funding?
how does
No,
it? How does that
CA
work?
is all fully self-supporting, so it's all through contributions from the meetings. So during the meeting, you'll send round a pot, and
Okay.
people put in whatever they can,
Yeah.
and from that you have to pay the rent for the hall, your
Wow.
teas and coffees for everyone.
So there's no funding or anything?
There's no funding, but each group, with their donations, they sort of donate monthly to the district area.
Right, okay.
And if any group needs a bit of support,
Yeah.
you can
Oh, okay, so
you
the
can
bigger
ask
one pops
district,
up.
Right,
and
okay.
they can supply you with some money.
It's quite sad that they haven't sort of given you like funding or...
I mean, for what it is, you'd think that there would be more funding around it.
Yeah.
But there's not. It's just a fully self-supporting group,
Right.
and it's all due to contributions and unity days, selling tickets and things like that.
Yeah, no.
Bollocks.
Yeah,
I think
absolutely.
we should get the council involved.
Because
Yeah,
there's,
no, mate,
there's
it
clearly a
should be,
need,
yeah.
which you found.
There's,
So
yeah,
so
definitely.
where else are there within the district, or what different districts are there? So how far could someone have to travel before you've set this one up in Canby, for example?
There's in CA the nearest one for us is Basildon,
Yeah.
Southend, or then you're going out to South Woodham.
Crikey, so there's a fair old
And
schlep if you're
Chelmsford and-
somewhere in between the two of them.
Yeah.
So Rick, what's CA? Just
CA is Cocaine Anonymous. It's like a branch off of Alcoholics Anonymous. So alcoholics and all drug users come to CA.
I was going to say, so it's not sort of, you're
okay.
not,
No, it's
restricted. It's
Any
It's that name, but
mind-altering
it's-
substance.
yeah,
If you suffer with an addiction with mind-altering substance, you can
you're
go
welcome.
to... Yeah.
Yeah, you're not going to turn down on a way, for
No,
example.
never.
It's not, you're not on the right stuff.
No, exactly.
That's just down the road. Yeah, that sounds
No,
brilliant.
if you need help,
Okay, great.
it's
So-
hopefully there. There's hopefully a solution in that room.
So can you, Rick, now pretty much see an addict when, or potentially, is there signs that there could be? Well, not blatantly, but like when someone's crying out for help or
I
something.
mean, as addicts, we're very good at hiding things. And
Yeah, okay.
very good at
Right.
manipulating.
Some of the best
and-
actors, aren't they, and stuff? Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely.
manipulating, lying, and all stuff like that. So it's
Right.
hard to tell,
Yeah.
but I can spot when someone's on
Right,
drugs,
okay.
if that makes sense. But
Yeah.
I can't tell if they have addict tendencies.
Right.
Yeah,
So
too
what-
much of a good thing.
What,
Yeah.
what is it that made you finally make the decision that I've got to do?
What
something?
made me?
Yeah.
I was at such a low point in life. I'd turned into such a wrong 'un.
Right.
I'd lost all my family, my missus, my kids, they'd all moved away. My mum hated me.
Yeah.
My sister hated me. I was living at a box room in my sister's house. I was doing so much drugs. I was deep in paranoia.
Yeah.
I'd be out in my back garden, like looking for the FBI and stuff like that.
Wow.
And the lights on my TV, I would think that was a camera every night, and I'd take my TV apart, put it back together after realising it weren't a camera. And I just thought, I can't do this anymore.
Yeah.
I was like lying to everyone
Yeah.
about borrowing money. Can I borrow some money for this?
Yeah.
Forgetting what I told them, then going to borrow money off them again the next day. And oh, crap.
So you was like a bit like a king manipulator.
Oh, I was terrible. And it all got on top. And my final use up, when I decided I'd had enough, I'd forgot that I was meant to be going to work at the weekend.
Yeah.
And my work partner come and pick me up from a house party. And I was wearing like skinny jeans and winkle picker shoes. And I'm a roofer, like I said earlier.
Yeah, sure.
And
It's a bold look.
I was like, yeah, come pick me up. I'm ready for work. And he picked me up and he's like, well, you're not ready, are you? So he took me back to my house because I was living with my sister at the time, and I'd end up waking her up and her little baby up because I'd lost my house keys. And I got changed, went to work, and I was driving about and cherry pickers. I was just crashing into everything. I just thought, I can't do this anymore.
Yeah.
I've got to stop. And I searched for help with cocaine abuse because that was my thing.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, there's plenty of other
Yeah, of
addictions, but
course.
mine was cocaine. And it come up with a CA hotline, and it sent me to a local meeting, and I went, and from there, well, I'm 4 years clean now, so
That's amazing, mate. Yeah, well done.
That's good.
It was-
Well done.
oh,
yeah,
man. I
4
bet the
years.
first time you went though, that was hard.
It was it's a weird experience because there's a lot of hugging that goes on in these meetings.
Was you not a hugger to begin with?
I didn't.
Well,
I used
I
to
was
sit in
gonna
my
say-
room on my own.
Yeah,
like,
all right,
so-
I know, yeah.
So I go to these meetings and everyone hugs everyone. So I've turned up like shaking mess because I'm petrified. You got all these guys all smiling, laughing. I think, what are you laughing at? Life's a mess.
Yeah.
And they're grabbing you and cuddling you.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden you're starting to feel a bit of relief. And,
Right, okay.
and then from there, you get in there and you identify yourself as an addict. It goes around, I'm Ricky, I'm an addict.
Yeah.
And that weight of finally
Yeah.
admitting that I was an addict was like, oh.
Is that hard to say at first, though? How long did it take you to say that?
I said it in my first meeting.
one,
I knew I had a
Because
problem.
you made that decision, right? Is
Yeah,
there, are there
I
other
made
people
it.
that you've met on sort of things that haven't been able to kind of do it themselves, and they've been coerced into it by family, or
Yeah,
I
that's
imagine you see,
exactly
like,
what
the
it is.
real
Like
gamut.
you see people coming into these meetings and they're turning up with their partners and they're just doing it to show face.
Yeah.
They don't really want to give up the drugs, and that don't work.
Yeah.
Unless you really want to give it up yourself, you're not going to give up.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was at the place where I'd lost everything. I knew,
You knew.
I was going to give
Yeah.
up. I went to that meeting. I admitted I was an addict. I was like, oh, there you go.
Yeah.
And from there, it's a long, because you work at, it's a 12-step program that you work, and it's a lot of looking at yourself and the things that you've done to people, and it's hard. It's upsetting.
Yeah.
But it's also freeing of
Yeah,
all that
cathartic
wreckage of your
and just-
past.
yeah.
It's just.
So can you take us through briefly the 12 steps? Or is
Can I
that-
take you
or
through the 12
Yeah,
steps?
or is it A, too long, or is it
No,
or
it's
is
not.
it-
It's not too long. Like, the first step is admitting you have a problem.
Yeah.
The second step and third step is sort of mixed into one. Is finding a higher power of your own understanding.
Okay.
It's because when you go in there, they're quite godly, but it's not a religious thing.
Okay.
It's a spiritual thing.
Spiritual, yeah.
Right.
So you find a higher power of your own understanding. Obviously, straight away, you're not going to go in and go, got one.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Yeah,
if you
yeah.
feel
I brought one
like
with me.
Yeah.
if you start thinking, oh, there might be something that can help me because I couldn't do it for myself,
Right, okay.
then you're starting to get there already.
Oh, okay.
And then step 4 is you do a personal inventory of yourself,
Yeah.
and you go back for all your past of all the people that you resent. For the smallest of things, if someone threw a sharpener at me at school, it would have been on that list.
Okay.
Right.
And it's like to the most painful ones. And then you do a list of people that you've harmed, and you go through it with your sponsor, because you pick a sponsor, obviously.
Yeah.
Like, I went through it with your sponsor, which is step 5, and then he gives you a list of your defect characters, because a lot of addiction revolves around your defects in your character, of like your personality and stuff. And then he also gives you a list of people that you've harmed, and you've got to go out and make an amends to them.
Okay.
Which is your step 9.
Yeah, of course.
That's a very painful stage because you can say,
how easy was it? I bet that was really hard, wasn't it?
some of mine were very hard. Making an amends to my mum, that was like the worst
Yeah, I
experience.
can imagine that's a proper choker. Yeah.
Where you was in addiction, you didn't realise the harm you was doing to people because you didn't care.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then when I was sober and I was having this chat with my mum, she come out and she was crying her eyes out, telling me all the stuff that I'd done. And how she blamed herself for being a failure of a mum.
Oh, man, that's hard.
And I was just thinking, what the hell have I done to all these people?
Is it almost like you're numb when you're an addict, and then when you're you just instantly feel the pain?
Yeah,
like
you know, that's exactly what it is. They say when you come into recovery, the best thing about it is you find your emotions again.
Right, okay.
The worst thing about recovery is you find your emotions again. It's hard, like, and just knowing what I'd done to people, like making amends, and where I'd said sorry so much in my life to people, sorry didn't count anymore when I was making them amends, so it had to be more personal. And most people just say, just carry on staying clean. Yeah, that's a good enough amends to me. But some people told me to fuck off and things like that.
Yeah, of course.
But I'd done so much damage to them. Why would they want?
Right. Okay.
So that would be my step 9.
Yeah.
Step 10 is doing a nightly inventory. So you're always looking at what you've done through that day.
Right, okay.
And if you've been selfish or manipulative and all that, you write it all down and speak to your sponsor about it. And you're looking at yourself there and then, so you're not going back to your old ways.
Yeah. You constantly
Dealing with
setting
it
yourself
there and
goals
then,
as well.
Yeah, well,
Like as in...
every day's a goal. If I could stay clean for that day, then that's a goal for me.
Right,
Yeah.
And then there's step 11, which is prayer and meditation.
Yeah.
As soon as you get in them rooms, everyone's like, you need to pray, you need to meditate. Because as addicts, it's hard to explain. You have an obsession of the mind. And as soon as I wake up in the morning, when I was in addiction, I think, I ain't using gear tonight. I don't want it. It's ruining my life.
Yeah.
And within an hour or two later, I was ringing up the dealer.
Right.
Because that obsession was already there, because I thought, I'm not going to use today, so I'm already thinking about it.
Right, got you.
So they say if you meditate, you're clearing your mind of all that stuff. And it does work.
Yeah.
When they
It sounds very hippie and stuff.
When they told me at first, I was like, oh yeah, all right. This meditation's going to work. But it did. It slowed my head down and it took my mind off it. And then step 12 is going out and sharing what you've learned with other addicts.
Pay it forward, kind of.
Paying forward, learning. And I share my stories, my story at meetings, and I sponsor other people and take them through the 12 steps.
When you mentioned sponsor before, and obviously you know about it from like an AA thing where it's been in films and stuff, because this is my pure knowledge of it. I know nothing from personal experience, unfortunately. So you kind of just pick up what you pick up. Is a sponsor available like 24 hours a day? That's what you kind of agree to when you're a sponsor? Or is it kind of you've got set days when you can talk? Or it's basically, if you need me,
Yes, that's exactly what it is. If you need me, I'm there. Personally, as a sponsor, that's what I say. My phone's always on. It's always on loud. If you need me, call me at any time. I know of sponsors in the rooms that are not that reliable.
Right, okay.
But it's personal preference. People find a sponsor that they get on with and help them, but sometimes they change sponsor because they're not the right one.
Yeah, of course.
So it's just all how it works, basically.
Oh, okay. Must be quite liberating being a sponsor, though.
Oh, it's amazing.
So it must be a good feeling knowing you're helping. Because you've been in that position yourself, so you know that when that person's calling you, you know what they're going through, don't you?
Exactly.
So that must be quite nice knowing that you're giving something back.
Yeah, for me, that has been the best part of this, is helping other people. Hence why I wanted to open this meeting, because if it helps one person, then it's a success.
Yeah, mate, I think you have great success with it. Like sharing your story here, it's amazing. But I was going to say one quick question, Rick. How many people do you think you're born an addict, or do you think it's something that can happen to you on the way, or is it your persona? Or
it's such a tough question because I don't know, because you'll go to the meetings and you'll hear some people that have had so much trauma in their life that you can sort of understand.
Well, they use it like soothing.
Why they turn to
It's
drink.
escape, isn't it? Yeah.
Right,
But then there's also people in the rooms that have had no trauma, have had such a good upbringing, but they bumped into the wrong crowd, and then that was it. So I don't know.
You get some people who just have addictive personalities anyway.
Exactly.
But it's not one thing; they move on to another thing. They get addicted to that. Don't
Replace
they?
that with X and replace X with Y.
I think you're right. I think it's the answer to I don't know, but I think it is just everyone's different, isn't it? And there's different types of it. Isn't there?
All I know is that everyone who's got an addiction has got an illness. When they say it in the meetings, it's a two-part illness. You have an obsession of the mind and an allergy of the body. You obsess about the drug so much, which is your obsession side, and then the allergy. Once you've had a bit, you can't stop using until you've run out of money or the drug dealer's phone's turned off.
Oh man! So do you get frustrated when people say to you, "Oh, it's not an illness"? Or...
Yeah. You know what? I was at where was I the other day? I was at a barbecue the other day. Someone kept saying to me, "Oh, you do know you can, you could probably use again. You probably could."
Thanks.
You haven't got an illness or anything like that. I thought, right, tell that to my wife, my mother.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Oh, that's
it's a bit, that's an ignorant. That's an ignorant assumption.
I'll tell you one thing: I wouldn't want to try at first line again. Just in case I did have
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I bet I'm all right. Fuck. No, I'm not. That's 4 years down the running,
But 4 years as well, mate. That's a great achievement as well.
Yeah, I was going to say, you said 4 years, and you said about waking up in the morning every day being a goal. Is that still the case now, 4 years on?
Yeah, for me, yeah.
Is it still the same, or is it a little bit easier? Or?
Oh, no, I mean, I don't obsess about drink or drugs anymore. I can sit in pubs, I can sit next to people that are using gear and it wouldn't bother me. But it's just the fact that I want to get through that day clean and sober. And if I do that, my goals in life now are just to keep my family happy. And
it's amazing how it sort of refocuses the
I was going to say about
stuff,
focus.
It's like,
is that the key? The focus you put from moving from the addiction, which was that's what you was all focusing on, onto something like more wholesome. I knew something that inspires you, something that gets you motivated. Like this is what.
Of course. My focus all the time now is my family and helping other people with this stuff. Yeah. Because I see so many people suffer in them rooms with what I've been through.
Yeah, sure.
And you know what? It's so painful because I watch people. They'll come in, they'll get it for a bit, and then they think they've got this stuff.
Right. Okay.
This is why I've got to 4 years, because I know I haven't got this stuff cured. You can't cure an addiction. Whereas people come in the room and they get to 90 days clean and they think, I don't need this no more, I've smashed it. But next thing, you'll see them 2 years later come back in absolutely in bits.
But I think that's what holds you in good stead, the fact of you know that.
Oh,
yeah, like you say, the know-it-all attitude is bad anyway, isn't it? Because people generally sort of stumble anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
The fact of you know that. But 4 years, I was going to say, is there any? Have you bumped into anyone like recently, like when you said you was doing like the letters of apologies and stuff to people? That first of all, like say they told you to fuck off and stuff. But has anyone like sort of come around and like seen that you've made like so many great improvements and you've come so far? Has anyone like gone, you know what?
Yeah, 100%. There was one that was very hard for me. I didn't want to make this amends at all. It was one of my missus' mates. And I never wanted to make the amends. He always said, he's never going to change. He is what he is. Yeah. He's an addict. He's an horrible person. He's ruined your life. This is what he used to say to my missus, sorry.
Okay.
And I bumped into him not long ago at a football match over Canvey. And he see how different I was. And my missus was there and she was happy. And our little boy was there. He's happy. And he was like, wow, I never expected that. And we shook hands and it was an amicable,
sort of like,
it just
melted away all the bullshit.
It's crazy how your life can change so much by doing the right thing.
Nice.
And that hurt list you was making, people you hurt, and you had to go and make amends to.
Yeah.
How many on that list do you think you succeeded in making amends with? Like a percentage, I don't like, roughly.
98%.
That's pretty
That's,
bloody good.
that's,
isn't it?
that's
Yeah.
not bad. I was thinking, hey, if you can get to about 50,
That's what I mean.
that's
Yeah,
pretty
no,
decent.
no.
Because it all depends. Obviously, there's levels of what you may have done for this amends
Yeah.
to need to be made. So obviously, I imagine some are slightly easier than
I think,
others. But
I think out of my whole list, there's one that I haven't managed
Right,
to
okay.
do.
Yeah.
And
but if you've made that effort and you've done everything you can, then there's just some that are just going to go, you know what, it's just not for me. I can't.
Yeah.
I can't go back to
Exactly.
where
Yeah,
we
exactly.
were.
You've done what you've done. You've put it right. And again, it might be one of them things where time just
Was
Yeah, fingers
Does it?
crossed. Time.
Also, I was
is
going to say, was one of the people like you had to get forgiveness from was yourself?
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to
It's
write.
probably the first one, isn't it?
I had
Yeah,
to,
yeah, it was
I had to
yeah.
write out a resentment against my sponsor. Told me you have to write out a resentment against yourself
Yeah.
for all the things that you've done, and from there, obviously, you have to make your own amends to yourself.
Right. Okay. So
It's hard to forgive yourself for some
Yeah.
of the things you've done,
yeah.
but there's no point in dwelling on
Dwelling
what
on
I've
it.
done because
You probably
that
can't.
wasn't me.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
Like when I stopped taking drink and drugs,
Yeah.
I went back to that 17-year-old
Right.
when I first tried it.
Yeah.
So I had to relearn about myself
Right,
again.
okay,
My
yeah.
whole, because from the age of 17 onwards, doing coke was a massive part of my life.
Was it an instant thing as well with you at 17?
With me,
Yeah.
it was slow, but
But it-
as soon
oh,
as I'd
it's-
done it,
Right. Okay.
I knew,
You knew.
I loved it.
That's it. Yeah. Yeah.
So how long was you addicted to coke, would you say?
Easily 8 of the 12 years. I reckon.
Really?
Yeah.
Bloody hell.
What really, I know everyone looks for excuses on this stuff, but what really triggered my addiction was my dad got lung cancer. I used this as my excuse for my addiction, I think. My dad got lung cancer, he got really ill, and to block out the emotions of it,
You used-
I had
yeah.
used
Just
heavily
numb. Yeah,
and
numb
drunk
something else.
heavily.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he passed. There's another trauma that I can use, and I drunk and used heavily on that. And for years, I could say, well, don't you know what happened to my dad?
Right. Yeah.
So I
you
used that for
yeah.
ages.
Yeah.
But he died when I was 23, and I'm 34 now. So
Wow.
yeah, a good 6 years of my my using was deep in addiction.
Yeah.
And my missus never had a clue about any of it.
Really.
So
You
I was
needed
doing it
that
all
one,
behind
right?
her back.
Yeah.
I was going out and walking the dog 5 times a night, so I could
Yeah,
quickly keep
quickly,
meeting
yeah.
my dealer.
And in her eyes, it's like, this guy's amazing.
Yes, the dog's well.
He's never not walking that fucking dog.
Come back. I'll do the over in. I'm like, yes, he's got housework.
Yeah, the fittest dog on Canvey, I had.
So you said
That's remarkable.
at the beginning, you said when you was deep in it, you lost a lot of people. One of them being your wife and kid.
Yes.
I'm guessing is that your wife? You're back? You back with her?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right, with my wife, when I decided I was going to give up, I texted her and said, I'm stopping this now. I'm not
Yeah.
doing it anymore. It's quite funny. Well, it's not funny story. It's terrible, really.
Right.
But
You're at the point that you can laugh.
yeah,
on it
we're
now, which is
both
good.
of us. Yeah.
Yeah.
My missus comes to meetings with me, and she
fab.
Oh, that's good.
she knows all
Yeah.
this stuff. But yeah, I said, right, I'm not doing this no more. And she went, oh well, I'm going away with my boy and a couple of our mates at the weekend. Would you like to come? So this was on the Saturday, and we was going away on the following Saturday. I said, yeah, of course I would. Yeah. Bearing in mind, I said I'm not doing this stuff anymore.
Yeah.
On about the Wednesday, the obsession had got me badly, and I didn't have no money left. So I started texting some dealers on Canvey to see if they would tick my wedding ring for a half.
Wow.
None of them said yes. I was all right there, but
Yeah.
we went away that weekend, and I went into a pizza place to pick up a takeaway pizza that we ordered. And she knew my PIN number off my phone. And she went down it and she see all these texts to dealers trying to tick my wedding ring.
Oh, man, that's
shit.
a tough one to come back from.
Yeah.
Holy.
Yeah, she went absolutely mental, and I said, like, I'm starting to go to the meetings, and she
Yeah.
took me to my first meeting. We went together, and like I said, from there on, it was I've been clean, so I've
Yeah,
done
that's
something
great, yeah.
right.
So speaking of those meetings, then, so obviously you've set this thing up that you're going to be running with the committee that
Yes,
you
yeah.
mentioned, and so on. So whereabouts is it? When are you doing it? When has it started? What's the situation with it?
It starts on the 1st of September, which is a Thursday. It's going to be 7:30 till 9 can obviously get there a bit earlier for a cup of tea and a couple of biscuits. But it's going to be every Thursday at St Nicholas Church on Canvey, 7:30 till 9.
From the 1st of September.
From the 1st of September, yes.
Fantastic.
That's great.
Excellent.
Great course. Yeah, that'd be good. Hopefully it's a success.
Roaring success.
You know,
Absolutely.
I don't know how to
Yeah,
really
it's a
put
funny
it.
reason,
You don't
yeah.
want it to be a success in
I hope it's
loads of
absolutely
people
banged
turning
out,
up, because that's a bad thing.
No,
But clearly there's a need. That's the thing. It's so
well, you
hidden
do want loads
away,
of people
isn't
to
it?
turn up because they're obviously
Yeah, but you know what I
on the
mean.
way to recovery. Getting
Yeah, of course. I'm just
I'd rather a load of people turn up there than at dealers' cars.
Yeah,
yeah,
of course.
100%.
It's a very good way of
If I,
phrasing it.
if I can help one person with that meeting, the meeting's been a success.
Yeah.
Success, should I say?
Yeah, 100%. Mate. No, brilliant.
That's brilliant. Yeah, no.
And have you got sort of social? Because it's all in its infancy? Have you got sort of social pages that people can go and look at information, or is there a website, or is it all run through the bigger?
No, if
CA
there's
or-
a CA website, if you just search CA or Cocaine Anonymous, it comes up with a website. And then where it's under districts, it says districts. If you press Essex, it's got a list of every day, Monday to Sunday.
Yeah.
Monday to
Yeah,
Sunday.
no, yeah.
Monday to
Didn't forget
Sunday. And every day there's a different meeting.
Yeah.
But on the Thursday, the Canvey one's there, and that's my meeting. So I will be in charge of that for a year. And then
Oh, okay.
after a year, it'll roll on to someone else.
And is that because that's what the overall system says to do, or is that something you've
Yeah,
decided to kind of?
there's different commitments. You get the tea maker, you get the guy that does literatures,
Yeah.
leaflets, the guy that does the secretary role.
Okay.
Each person has their role for a year, and then it rolls out to whoever they go
So you would
in
just
next.
move on
nice.
to a. Could
Yeah.
you do one of the other roles?
Yeah,
for
of course I
example?
could. Yeah.
Okay, right.
Yeah, I
Okay.
could always be there.
You're not looking to kind of replace root and branch. 20.
No.
We need to find 20 more people to do this next year.
No,
guys.
like I say,
Yeah.
I've been on the committee at the Basildon meeting for the full 4
Yeah.
years. I've always had a commitment at that
Yeah.
meeting, because they say if you get a commitment at a meeting,
I was going to that kind of
it-
drives you, surely,
it
to
helps you to
continue-
get there, because you
continue
know you've got a
staying,
job
yeah.
to do.
Someone's relying on you, therefore
Yeah.
it's a bit.
So that
Yeah.
they always recommend that as one of the get a sponsor, get
Yeah.
a commitment, and get a copy of the big book,
Right, cool.
which is Alcoholics Anonymous big book.
Was it easy to set up as well, or was there a bit of a struggle, or was everyone cool with it, or?
I didn't have a clue where to start when I
Yeah.
done it, so I messaged someone that I've known that was in the rooms for quite a while,
Yeah.
and said, "How do I go about starting a meeting?" He went, "Find yourself a venue,
Yeah.
and that's it."
That's it.
Find
Oh,
It's,
yourself-
just, it's as simple as that, yeah.
And then
Oh, but-
and then you just have to tell district where your venue
yeah,
is,
yeah.
what date it is, and they help you with your first set of leaflets and key rings that obviously addicts get for staying
Yeah.
7 days clean or whatever. And then from then, your meeting started.
Yeah, well,
A meeting can count as just 2 people that are together.
So what would be
Doesn't- yeah,
stopping
that's-
anyone just doing that? As long as they got a venue,
Yeah.
surely you could just do it off your own back anyway, couldn't you? Just, I know you've not got the same support on that, but you know, just as long as you've got a room, 2 people there, and you can put your
probably wanna be
experiences.
connected to the main thing.
Yeah, no, and it's a good thing. I'm just saying. I'm pretty sure you could just do your own thing, but it's
I guess
great. It's a
the whole
great
point
thing.
is that they want people to talk anyway.
Yeah,
that's,
yeah.
that's the whole thing with the
That's,
mind and calm and all those different
Yeah.
kind of things that are getting a bit more national press. That's encouraging the general thing to. It's okay to
Yeah,
talk
it's
about
just-
this
exactly.
stuff.
Also-
So yeah, if you can just be a bit more connected to something.
Yeah, to be fair, I've never heard of CA, so
Yeah,
it's not very.
It's just
well,
a.
I
It's
suppose
just a
you know,
spin-off
you
of
know
AA.
if you need it, don't you?
Yeah,
I guess, would be the.
but it's amazing to get the message out there, because there might be some people like Rick who want to set up their own one or whatever, or they're not too sure, but they don't know how to go about it. But then the fact of you've already said that will give them the confidence to maybe inquire and get their own meetings set up. And
Again, like I said, that CA website, Cocaine Anonymous
Yeah.
website,
Yeah.
it's on there. How
there.
to start my own meeting.
Right, cool.
Everything you need to
Okay,
know is
cool.
on that website. It's a
cool.
handy little thing to know.
Yeah,
Tells you all the meetings all across the country. So not just Essex,
Yeah.
every district. They're all there.
Oh, okay.
All the times, all the addresses. And there's even a thing on there. You click on it and it just gives you the Google Maps straight to the address.
Yeah,
Perfect.
What you want, yeah.
So just confirm for us one more time where your meeting is and when.
It's St Nicholas Church on Canvey, 7:30 till 9 on a Thursday.
From the 1st of September.
1st of September.
And you supply the greatest biscuits known to mankind.
Yes.
Perfect.
Rich teas.
Rich, can't go far wrong, can you? Well, I wish you every success with it, man. It's an
Yeah,
amazing
brilliant.
course. So,
Yeah, that's
yeah,
amazing.
you should be very proud of
Yeah,
yourself. It's
Thank you very
it's
much.
very
Yeah,
impressive.
definitely.
Yeah.
Well done. We will be keeping you around for a little bit longer. Obviously, we're going to take a slightly lighter note in some of the next sections, but for now, thank you, Ricky Ayres.
Yeah,
Cheers, mate.
Okay, everybody, we are rolling on with special guest Ricky Ayres, and we've invited him to take a little trip to our desert island. Are you ready to be stranded on Desert Island Dicks?
I believe I am.
Yes, you are. Good lad. It's too late now. The boat's sinking. So, for anyone that doesn't know, we are stranding our guest on a fictional island that bears no relation to Radio 4's Desert Island Discs. And we are going to ask them a variety of questions about the noughties. So, Ricky, your starter for 10. I wonder if he's going to go self-sufficient on this one. What noughties, Richard or Dick, are you going to bring to the island with you?
Right, I've gone from Dick and Dom.
Strong! Very strong.
I've gone for entertainment value.
Wowzers, I was going to say.
There's nothing better than a game of bogeys on the desert island.
With just the two of you. It could be a very long game.
I was going to say, you're
couldn't
going to have some patience.
Yeah.
From Dick and Dom. With
No
you.
Dom. No Dom, no bungalow,
It's
just Dick.
Just me and my
mate.
Dick.
Just you and Dick shouting bogeys at each other.
So you're
for
taking
possibly
on
eternity.
Dom's role as well, Rick.
I'm taking on the Dom role.
Wowzers.
Yeah, that's powerful, man.
That's not bad, you know. I wouldn't have gone down that path, but I'm,
that's
I'm
a great one,
comfortable with
yeah.
that.
That's almost as
Dom
bad
in a
as your
bungalow.
one, though.
I went Richard
Rick Mount.
in the 90s, didn't I? Which is a lot to take in your face all the time, but yeah, a guy just popping out of nowhere.
Yeah,
just,
Can you handle people that are always on,
I was going to say,
Rick?
you might as well.
Always hyped up and always...
A Dick that's always on.
Yeah, Dick, that's always...
It'd be like taking Joe Pasquale with you, wouldn't it? Just singing that song.
Can you imagine it? So
Yeah.
it's the only word that he can say then for the rest of your time on the island.
What,
bogies?
Or
Or are
just
we,
waiting for parrots to turn round.
or are we allowing other
The
words?
parrots would be repeating bogies as well.
Loads of us playing.
Mate, if you've got a whole island of people saying bogies and parrots,
The
that might
soundtrack.
get you saved, because if the boat goes past, maybe...
Yeah, absolutely. They all do it at the same time. You have to coordinate 100,000 parrots.
Oh, that crow's back again.
Yeah, exactly.
Guy on a ship. Captain, I believe there's 100,000 parrots over there all shouting bogies.
Beef eaters, like, we fucking gun.
I forgot about that fucking impression of yours. Oh, man. That is a great shout. I'm very impressed with Dick from... You have to say that's the full name, right? Dick from Dick and Dom and the Bungalow.
Otherwise
That's
they
his
wouldn't have
full
a clue,
name.
would they?
It's a weird amount of middle names, but
What, yeah.
it is what it is.
What, he's like, you think your surname could be like Von Barrett or something?
I'm assuming it's, something powerful and
got it,
Eastern
yeah.
European, but he's just gone with the Bungalow. Okay, so a strong start. Let's see how much weirder it gets. So, Ricky, what classic noughties album are you and Dick from Dick and Dom into Bungalow listening to every night in between a game of bogeys?
Right, I've gone for a sentimental one here because this
Okay.
is the first CD that I bought and I actually listened to over and over again. It is Whatever People Say I Am, That's What I'm Not by the Arctic Monkeys.
Oh, nice.
Nice. I thought he was going to go with Oxide and Neutrino, but sure. It's a close second run.
Yeah,
That's a
I
good
went down
shout.
the sentimental route there because
Yeah, what's your favourite song off the album, mate?
you're putting me on the spot now. Isn't it?
It's a tough one,
There's
yeah.
a lot. There's a lot of good
Or
songs.
can you give me like, I don't know, 3 or...
the rendition?
No, rendition,
Can you
yeah,
name the
go
running
on.
order?
Give us a bit of Mardy Bum. No,
It's a great shout, though. It's a good album.
Don't put me on the spot. I've gone
Okay.
blank now.
Yeah, go.
But if it's one of those
yeah.
ones that, because it's got that sentimental thing to it, you don't mind listening to it
Exactly.
over and over again.
It's better
It's
than
not-
hearing bogeys.
But
over
yeah,
and
exactly, yeah.
Very,
Yeah,
very,
drown
very
out
You
Dick.
can shut up Dick for 45 minutes or whatever, can't you?
Yeah, I'm just popping them on again. Shut up, love. All right.
Yeah, it's a great album because it's up and down. It's a lot of like fast-paced songs and also
Yeah,
the ones that
it's
come
a good album.
a bit slower as well. Yeah,
We've all
Nice.
mentioned that kind of thing, haven't we? You need that.
Yeah,
that
I
flow
think so,
through an album,
yeah,
don't you?
otherwise
Otherwise
you'd
it's
go
a
mad,
fucking
wouldn't
killer,
you?
isn't it? Yeah. Well, it's a fair shout, and we like the selection. Let's talk about films in that case, Ricky. So you've got you and Dick snuggling up, got the popcorn on. What film you watching from the noughties?
See, I've gone entertainment values again. I've gone Shaun of the Dead.
That is a
nice.
shout.
Bonds
Yeah,
are
good
of a
shout.
shout.
Yeah.
That is a hell of a film.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
a good one.
Big fan of that.
Yeah, I can't see Dick having any problems with that.
No, I'm
Yeah.
just thinking if I'm stuck on a
Or is
desert
there bits-
island, I need funniness.
Yeah.
I think we've all kind of done that. Haven't we?
Or will-
We've all gone
Will
comedy.
Dick get the jokes because he's a bit infantile? He's just like,
Yeah, we
you have to
probably
explain it to him.
The film's not good if you have to explain
Yeah,
it.
yeah, I know. Yes.
So were you torn between that and the other two in the trilogy, or was it always that one that stands
That's
out?
the best one.
Yeah,
by far.
Fuzz is
That
all
the
right,
best one.
but
Yeah.
you're like, it's way up there,
Yeah,
isn't it? It's
without a doubt.
so good.
Yeah, no, that's a good
Favourite
shout.
character from the film?
It's either Nick Frost character or thingy, isn't it?
He says very little in it as well, which is great. It's just everyone's favourite, isn't it?
Yeah.
He's just chained up in the shed at the end and just playing video games
Yeah.
with a part zombie.
doing his little
Doing
silent
Clive,
fart.
I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a great film. It's a very good film.
Bells to it, and the soundtrack, just ridiculous.
Yeah, that is good. But yeah, no, a lot
It's a
of people
good
seem to go comedy, don't they? Because
Yeah,
I think we
you
all
need-
say you don't want to, like.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't remember. What I
Can't be
picked.
do-
It would be nowhere near my best film, but it was just it would have to be
a Kingpin
comedy
or something
Yeah,
like
I think
that,
it was
wasn't it? But you
Kingpin.
need that
What a
just...
great
You can't be doing Schindler's List on a desert
No, that's what I mean. You know,
Or
it's
a
tough
rom
one.
com.
Oh, comedy.
Oh,
I
yeah,
like.
no.
It's got to be, yeah. light relief, as you say.
Not that we're putting people, future guests.
Yeah, we're not trying to
Putting
steer
in
them
there,
towards
but, yeah.
comedy, but it's got to be comedy. All right, so we've covered off music, people, and film. Music, people, and film. Let's talk about the outfits now. The 90s was a rich stomping ground for outfits. I mean, who can forget the mental image of Dell just walking around with his dick out and a lumberjack,
shirt,
on. But what might
chopping
you
palm
be?
trees.
Yeah, what might you be sporting?
Well,
on the island,
back
Ricky?
then, I was a skater boy stoner.
Okay,
So I had the baggy FUBU jeans with the chains hanging off.
Oh, nice. Yes.
And a Wu-Tang Clan hoodie. So that was my get-up.
powerful, nice and warm
You're
on the
going to be
island.
bloody boiling.
But my chains might come in handy.
Yes. Yeah, a bit,
for beating the shit
for a
out
bit
of
down
them.
the line, yeah. I
Them
can see
jeans,
that.
them jeans will be even looser after about a week of you on that island. Lost about a stone.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Well, maybe you just use them as a sleeping bag. There's you down one leg, and then there's Dick.
Dick is the other one.
in the bungalow down the other
Literally.
one. This is lovely. Are you loving the film? Yeah, magic. It's a powerful look. I mean,
great.
I think we were all fashionistas in our time, weren't we? But I think that's right up there.
Yeah, back in that was a bad time of my life. I think that's where my addictions kicked off, with the
really?
portable drug of stoning.
We're going to blame the Wu-Tang Clan for a lot of things. They've been blamed.
Yeah,
They've been blamed for worse, but they need
still
it.
love it,
They need
Wu-Tang.
bringing down a peg or two.
Yeah.
Those fuckers, don't they? Gravel pit my ass.
Gravel pit.
Love that song.
Check it out.
Thank you. Good man. All right, so we've covered off clothing as well, which is a beautiful look. Let's talk about the fairer sex and your crush from the 90s.
I've gone for a strong shout here, I think.
Okay.
I mean,
I've
that is,
gone
he's
for-
building it up. I'm
I've
liking
gone
this.
for Megan Fox in the Transformer era.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was, yeah.
Yeah.
There was a very good scene.
Just take a
in
couple
that.
of seconds just have a think about that.
Yeah, she was
Yeah.
nice. Shit actress, but she was
Oh,
nice.
absolutely awful.
She was on. I watched a film on Netflix the other night with
Yeah.
Bruce Willis. Fucking, it was awful. It was awful.
Really?
Both of them. I don't know who was worse, her or Bruce Willis.
Really?
They were both terrible. I was
Well, neither were chosen for their acting, were they?
no, but yeah. No, she's,
So, who did you wank over, Willis?
No, it's Bruce all the time.
Willis every time, isn't it?
Exactly.
Only because it sounds like
Still-
Willis. So
Yeah, exactly.
It's amazing. And then in the last series, we asked for a chat-up line. Have you managed to think of a naughty's chat-up line for?
You know, I've gone
for
with
Megan?
one of my old school ones.
This is tried.
This is one that I used
This is
to
actually
use.
tried and tested in the field.
What club
Holy
would you
moly.
use this in, Rick?
Oh, talk.
Desert Island.
Talk. But this got used many a time. And do you know what? It had a success rate.
So
Oh,
what
really?
percent?
Okay,
What
yeah,
percentage success rate?
That's exactly what we need to know.
I'm probably going to go with 50.
That's not bad.
It went either slap round the face.
Oh, so it's one of these. Okay.
Very polarised.
Yeah. Okay.
So
Okay.
Settle in, everyone.
my,
This should get-
my
this should get
chat up
messy.
line was, right, I would just randomly shout out "fat penguin" and point and they'd either turn around and slap me or go what? And I say, well, I needed something to break the ice. And it worked. It was a 50-50 chance of
not
working.
bad.
And
Did you ever get slapped after you did the second bit? Like a fat penguin and go, I need to celebrate the ice. And then if we realised how bad it was,
I had one good story about this chat up line. I was with my mate and he always used to hear me say it, but not hear the second part. And he just randomly shouted out, "Fat penguin" at this bird. And she went, "What?" And he went, "Well, you are fat." And she slapped him so hard. I was like, "That's not the end of it, mate." But that was my chat-up line.
Wow, yeah.
That is a great
Yeah,
one.
he needs taking all the way through that one before he commits to that, doesn't he? That's powerful. Do you reckon it's going to work on Megan Dell?
I reckon.
penguin?
Yeah, I reckon.
Straight in?
At a minute,
So, but she ain't got much choice. She's only got two men on the island. One saying bogies and one saying fat penguin.
Oh mate,
It's a real Schindler's... Oh, no, Sophie's Choice, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, it's a real Schindler's List. No, it's not. It's not that.
I remember being in the bread and cheese, and one night a certain Mr. Wimmy what.
I mean, these
Billy
rhymes,
Topkins,
these
that's
rhymes
the
are getting
one.
worse and worse, aren't they? Go
Went
on.
up to this girl and just went, "Do you know, Joe, what the word on the street is?" And she went, "No, it's legs." He goes, "Do you want to come back to mine and spread the word?" You got a proper smack. Oh, mate.
What a
echoed
classic.
It doesn't matter how much jazz you're splashing
you know,
at that point. It's not working,
he even
is it?
come up to us and briefed us. That's what he was going to say. It's like,
Did none of us try and talk him out?
He was that confident.
Right, yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Like,
it's gonna work.
this is a banker.
Everyone going, this is going to
That's not a 50%.
Everyone's sitting there waiting for the slap.
Yeah.
No way. That's no way a 50% ratio.
No.
no.
in no way, shape or form. But I think
Depends,
that was clever,
depends who
your-
you ask, because
Yeah.
some people do like spreading their
Yeah,
legs.
Where did you say this was?
At the bread and cheese.
It's about 80%
Yeah.
of it, isn't it?
minimum.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Bread and cheese was like Mos Eisley in Star Wars. Pretty much, wasn't it?
Absolutely rife with it. Well, I wish you good luck with Megan with that, because she was delightful in that film. So
She was.
Hats off to the choice. Let's go the other way. Let's talk sort of mortal enemies. Who would you hate to be stranded on the island with? The fact that you've chosen Dick from Dick and Dom, it's not going to be Dom, is it?
Could be.
It's not.
The pair of them just shouting
Could be,
bogies at you.
because Rick's
Imagine
muscled
how
in
bad
on the
that
old
could be,
duo.
yeah.
Yeah.
Muscling in.
This could fix him with the good-looking person as well, because I've gone for Britney Spears, because I used to hate her singing voice.
Yeah.
Everything about her just used to do,
It's bang on. You can't argue with the impression.
used to do my head in. So that was my mortal enemy.
So
at
what
the time.
happens at, say you was at talk, Rick, and you just done your line, you got to go on the dance floor, and then Hit Me Baby One More Time come on. Or,
I'd hit her.
with a fat penguin.
it would be, it's definitely broke the ice.
Honestly, there was just something so annoying about Britney Spears' voice that whenever she pops on TV, and you know, she was so big at the time
Yeah,
that she could
absolutely.
fart down a microphone and it would go to
That'd be
number
number
one.
one,
yeah.
And it used to do my head in.
Especially the first 2 or 3 years of that new decade. It was all pop shit, wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
She was everywhere.
And she was terrible.
Yeah.
Let's face it, she was bad.
Yeah, it's just the marketing, isn't it?
Well, even
Yeah.
now,
That's what it
like
is.
she puts some random stuff out, like social media.
Oh,
like
she's-
Claire sometimes shows me the odd thing that
she's going
she puts
through some
out on, like,
stuff, yeah.
Instagram,
She's gone back to her nutty stage.
Yeah,
again.
I think
Very
so.
much
Yeah,
so. She's not long for a
Well, she's kind of
head.
freed herself, hasn't she, from her dad?
Oh yeah,
So
no, fair play
she's
to
kinda
that.
just-
But it's
she's
just
letting
like I'm
loose,
saying,
isn't she?
some of the stuff is a bit like, oh, okay.
There are some
Yeah,
good
yeah, no, I
charities
get
out
it.
there like Mind and
yeah, 100%.
She's never far away from a phone call. Absolutely. We can put her in touch with the people if she's listening. So, Brittany, just give us a call. All right, guys. So, we've covered off crushes and mortal enemies. It brings us to the question on everyone's lips, Rick. What naughty's boy band member are you going to fight to the death if a pot noodle comes up for grabs?
I've gone
And what flavour pot noodle? I
I've
need
gone
to
for the
know.
curry pot noodle.
Of course you have.
Oh, nice.
It's the obvious choice.
You've got to fight over a curry pot noodle.
got curry sauce, that one.
Yeah, which
He's got to drop
a bit funny about that.
It really is. We're going to get you to go to sleep for this part.
I know that one. I know that one. That's definitely curry sauce.
So we've got a curry pot noodle up for grabs.
Nice.
Who's the death match with?
Death matching Nick Carter from Backstreet Boys.
Good shout.
yeah.
Name.
Is it the blonde one?
With the curtains, with the real sharp curtains. and stuff,
Yeah.
He was just
Why him?
that irritating face of Backstreet Boys just dancing in the background all the time. Like,
Yeah, to be
please
fair.
go away.
If any of the others want to join in at any point, yeah, not a problem.
Yeah.
Just line up, lads. But
Yeah.
he's the first one you're taking out of the
100%.
five. It's a good shout. It's a fair shout.
There was
actually.
quite a few that you could have taken him for that.
He was
one.
like the American
Yeah, 100%.
Michael Owen.
He don't
Not
sound-
Michael
he
Owen.
don't-
Michael Owen.
What's the one from
It's like
Take That?
American Michael Owen.
Who's the one from Take That?
Marco.
Mark Owen. I was
Welcome
close.
to the
I was
scene
gonna
in
say,
Argentina.
Do you know what?
He don't
I'd take
sound
Michael
very
Owen as well.
like boy band. Nick Carter. It sounds like out of EastEnders or something, doesn't he? Nick Carter.
He's got a market stall.
That's Nick Carter.
It is, isn't it? That's what I'm thinking about it.
Phil's a massive Danny Dyer fan.
You got Michael Owen and Mick Carter.
Mick Carter behind the bar.
Exactly.
Wow. I mean, it's a powerful
As long
set
as you
of,
love me.
Yeah, it's a powerful set of answers. So let's just run through again. So we've got...
Yeah, let's do a summary.
Because I should have been writing this down, which I wasn't, which is worrying. So
Test your memory, man.
so we've got Dick from Dick and Dom in the Bungalow.
Yeah.
Sliding into the left-hand leg of your pair of black FUBU jeans whilst you're in the right-hand leg because you've lost so much weight with a Wu-Tang hoodie on top. We're listening to
Arctic
Monkeys. Perfect, good shout. We're watching
Shaun of the Dead.
Shaun of the Dead, very good. We are hoping to be shacked up with Megan Fox, specifically from the Transformers era.
Specifically
Specifically from that. We're chatting up with the Fat
Megatron was
Penguin
quite
line.
hot in that film as well.
Oh, yeah, but Bumblebee was always the way
Yeah, I
forward.
suppose so, yeah. It's
Absolute
cute.
slut.
Yeah.
Absolute slut. So we're calling them a fat penguin, hoping it works. And then we're hoping that Britney Spears is not there. And if she is, you and Dick
Yeah, or Dick can just have her.
clocking her one. Oh, just, yeah.
Yeah, it could do.
Oh, that's
Fire
a good
off with him.
tactic, that.
Yeah,
So
keep
let her
Megan
have that,
on.
and then you've got Megan.
I love,
Keep him on.
I love to say it's like here, Britney Spears doing a cappella to Bogies.
You know, irritating voice.
That is belting.
So you're using Britney as a decoy.
She's a buffer.
Yeah.
She's a bogey buffer.
Yeah.
Bogey
Or you
buffer.
concentrate on
There you
Megan.
Concentrate on it. Not Megan Fox has concentrated on anything ever. And then,
Or acting.
Yeah, and then they're both watching you beat the absolute bajingo out of Nick Carter from the Backstreet Boys.
From EastEnders.
And then settling down with a lovely curry pot noodle
With curry sauce.
to watch Michael Owen
So
do something.
I'm just thinking, we're on a desert island. It's
Boiling
hot. You're wearing
massive
you're
jeans,
and
fat
a curry pot noodle.
Yeah,
Megan Fox is just drooling.
It's like that thing when they tell you to drink tea in the heat.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
Cools
thinking.
you
That's
down.
what he's doing.
Yes, good shout.
Bringing my body temperature down, you know.
the guy's wise beyond his years. He really is.
True.
Wow,
So with that logic, you'll be bloody freezing.
Yeah.
he's shivering away, isn't he?
I need Dick's clothes as well.
Oh, I like the way you chose Dick and not Megan's.
Them hot pants are a bit too
Let's get you
small.
out of there, Dick. Okay. Wow. Fingers
Get a
crossed.
choice, something to go naked. Dick.
Dick. Get Dick to get his clothes off. Leave Megan's on. Splendid stuff. Wow. Good set of answers,
Nice,
Matty.
nice.
Are we comfortable with each of those? Normally, it's you, Phil, that's got a bit of a grudge on one of the answers, and you have to inquire about it.
no.
I mean, normally
That's
it's the
all
pot
good.
noodle flavour, isn't it?
Yeah,
The
normally,
guys
yeah.
are
That's all
lunatic.
good. Like
But
it's
yeah,
good.
solid set of answers. Well, Mr. Ayres, thank you for your time and for joining us here on Desert Island Dicks. Okay, we rumble on with the second part of this pod, and we're going to be inquiring of Ricky of your top three. What should we go with? Albums first, gents?
Yeah,
should we go?
why
Should we go
not?
music
Yeah,
first?
yeah,
So we're giving you the whole decade to choose from, Rick. So we're looking for your top three albums of the noughties in reverse order, if you please.
In reverse order.
In reverse order, we always build up to a crescendo. So at number three,
I've gone for Youth and Young Manhood by the Kings of Leon.
that's
nice.
a Bobby Dazzler of an
It's a
album.
very good album, yeah.
Can't wait for that to come up into the relative
Was
year.
that
but yeah.
2008? Something like that?
I think it was latter part of the
2006?
decade, but 6, I reckon. Yeah, something like that. But,
yeah,
yeah.
that was-
So why
Yeah,
that
very
album?
good album.
What draws you to it?
It's just an album full of lovely songs. It's just
Short and sharp, isn't it? As well? It's like
Short,
every
sharp.
song's about 2-3 minutes. isn't it? Something like
perfect.
Yeah,
I'm
that-
one of them that flicks through songs as it is.
Yeah.
So if the songs are short,
Yeah.
better for me.
We're
that.
in.
Yeah, he's a good album. He's really raw, isn't it?
Yeah, some bangers.
It's powerful,
in there,
isn't it? Yeah, there's a lot of oomph in it, but yeah, it's a banger for an album.
Then they went a bit radio hitty a bit later on, didn't they? But
Well, you never know. You
Yeah.
might mention the other ones yet.
Oh,
let's not go down. Let's not,
Although I did
it's
like
good.
their other
let's not go
albums.
down to
Not the latest couple, but
Yeah.
they did have some good albums.
yeah. I think up to about 4, I think it was, and then
Yeah, I just-
and that's when it went.
Well, when like
Sex on Fire.
Yeah, although that album's not bad, but that was the last all right one, and then
Yeah,
but the
they're
first
But it
three
just
before
got
that were
played
really
to death,
good.
wasn't it? It just
Yeah,
around
yeah.
the same time as the Killers was used hearing it.
Yeah,
them
yeah.
two songs.
Yeah,
everywhere.
not just those, but then it was like weddings and everything.
Yeah,
wasn't it?
that's what I
Every
mean.
event,
Yeah. But it's part of that genre.
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
great, but at the same time,
Sing along banger, but it
yeah,
gets overplayed. to
because it's
the point of-
overplayed. You could, yeah.
Well, there goes one of my other albums.
No, but
Well,
it's a great
Let's stop talking before we
No,
we do
just-
Rick out of another choice. So what's number 2 in that case, young man?
Hot Fuzz by the Killers.
That is
Any
a great
particular
album.
tune on that you enjoy?
You couldn't go wrong with a bit of Mr. Brightside.
The first was it first 4 or 5 on that album?
That's the problem I have with the album. If the last 5 songs were the same as the first, it would have been probably one of the best albums ever.
Yeah.
Because the first 5
100%.
songs are fucking awesome.
They are, yeah.
But the last 5, not even all right. They're
I can't
fucking
even-
rubbish.
That's when the album
I don't
gets
even
changed.
listen to. If it was an EP, it would. It was,
They put all
Can
the effort
anyone
into
tell
the
me the
first
last
bit.
5?
no, that's what I mean. They're not even all right. They're just rubbish.
Yeah.
But the first 5 are like
They put-
it's such a
What
lot.
is it? Just him eating a tambourine over his head.
It might as well have done.
It's just shouting generally. Vegetables, and that was it.
It's
That
like
was
one
the
of
first
like one of them's called
Pizza,
like
I'm in the
indie
bus.
rock and roll. It's
Oh yeah,
like,
no,
it's just
and
awful.
that's got that annoying,
Oh
kind
yeah,
of whiny.
indie rock. Yeah, that's
It's just yeah. But the first 5 songs,
First 5
are
make
amazing.
They really are great.
But then you can swap to one of my other 3, so...
Yeah, that's true.
Maybe we
Or
could
do you
do
reckon
another half album.
Is Brandon Flowers? Is it Brandon Flowers?
Brandon Flowers,
Brandon
yeah.
Flowers,
Do you reckon he broke into like a sort of, I don't know, sort of proper legitimate sort of songwriter's house, stole the first 5,
and then they woke up as he was going
And
through
he's
the
like,
and then he
shit,
had
I
to
got
finish the rest himself.
Yeah, I'll knock these out. It can't be that hard, can it? Something about vegetables,
Yeah, exactly.
tambourine banging.
Indie
Lovely.
rock and roll, yeah, like indie, like rock and roll.
What we're doing.
Yeah, it's kind of.
It's a good show. So before we
And
hit your number 1 in that case,
And he
you've got-
also took a shit on the person's bed because that's what
burglars do. They always shit on the bed.
Yeah,
don't
always
they?
shit on the
Mucky
bed,
fuckers. So we've got Kings of Leon, and we've got the Killers at 3 and 2. Was there anything that kind of was your number 1 an absolute certainty from the time you chose it, or did you really and ah, or how did you find the?
It was one of them where I was going back over all the songs back in the day that I was listening to
Yeah.
and all the albums, and then this one come up, and it was one that when me and my mates used to go out in the cars, it was one that we put on a lot. I thought,
Oh my
you know
god,
what?
it is going to be
Yeah.
Oxide New
Scrubs. No,
Let's not guess. Let's do the big build. Was there anything that didn't make your
Yeah,
top 3
the
that
close
your
ones.
honourable mentions, for example? Have you got anything that bubbled under and you went, I've got to make a choice, so it's Kings of Leon, but it knocked out
There was
Britney
there was
Spears?
Coldplay on my list.
The first
Well, which
first
one?
album,
The
or
first album.
Yeah,
Of Parachutes.
It's great.
Yeah.
It was very close, but it's,
Yeah.
it's one of them albums, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we discussed that last one.
Yeah, I
Last
think
episode.
it was
Yeah,
2000, wasn't it?
yeah.
Yeah, they're right in there, weren't they?
And then where they are now, it's hard to think about when they had that album, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
It's so different. and-
So
yeah.
different. They
Yeah.
just constantly changed, didn't they?
Yeah, absolutely.
But my winning album is a weird one as well.
Okay.
We like weird.
Oh, really?
We thrive on weird.
It's very weird.
Do we need a drum roll for weird?
It's MGMT.
It's a great show.
Yeah, Oracular Spectacular.
MGMT.
Okay, I'll try it.
MGMT.
I liked MGMT at the time.
Electric Feel.
Yeah.
Some kids. Some good songs on
Yeah,
that
absolutely.
album. And
Yeah,
it,
well,
it
yeah.
got played a lot on my way to talk before I Fat
really?
Penguin.
That thing that kicked in.
Yeah, that was a
Yeah.
big album for me.
Is that
It's a
actually almost the whole album for you?
There's a lot of good songs in it. I was even listening to it in the shower after I'd done this the other day because I thought, you know what, I'm reliving my youth.
I'm having
Yeah.
yeah.
Ah, that's the best thing.
It's nice. That's a little out of left field, isn't it? Given you've got the whole of the decade to choose from, so that's got to really stand out.
Yeah.
Was it because of that kind of thing with you where you were going out and it was a great feeling type thing? So it's more of an emotion.
Yeah, it was,
Or-
the fact it was a great feeling. It has got some banging songs on it.
Yeah.
Electric Feel
Feel's
for me
fabulous,
was just
yeah.
unbelievable. It's up there.
Magnitude, yeah, really good.
It's just got you in that. Well, obviously what I talked about before, and I was quite out my head anyway.
Yeah.
So it's that out my head music.
Just added to it. Nice.
It was a nice electric feel at the
Indeed.
time.
Wowzers! Did you
Your,
struggle? Did you struggle as much with film then?
Films,
Because again, 3 films from a whole decade is a lot to ask of people.
yeah. Do you know what? I went back through the top 100 films of the decade, and I was researching
Yeah.
back, and I was thinking, there's so many.
Yeah, of
there's
course.
so many, but.
And it depends on mood as well, doesn't it? And all
Yeah,
the rest
you
of
have
it
to
and
make
stuff.
it
It's-
personal.
So we
Yeah.
understand it's tricky. So if you've got anything that's a bit bubbly under, let us know.
Well, I went for my specific top 3 out of the lists of top
Pluralised.
100s.
He's put some effort into this, guys.
Yeah.
All right, give us your 3, 2, 1 in that case.
In 3, 2, 1, yeah.
Yeah, give us a reverse
I went
order.
for Superbad at number 3.
Yeah, great
film.
film. Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that coming up.
Yeah.
2008.
It's a great film.
It was just
One of the
so
funniest
funny,
films,
wasn't it?
I like, whenever that's on, I'll just have to watch it.
That's the
Yeah,
thing,
it
you
just
can pick it up at any
takes
point.
so good.
That's
Carry
what
on,
it is.
can't
No
you?
matter whenever it's on, like, you will still laugh
Yeah.
at parts of it.
Yeah.
Mate, I even love the intro when they're doing the dancing.
Yeah,
That bit
yeah.
it gets me
It's
from
just
the beginning.
brilliant.
Yeah, there's just the ridiculous.
Jonah Hill with that is fucking so funny.
Yeah.
Him and Michael Cera are just great.
Yeah,
anyway.
But you had, like,
Quality.
for me, it was like you obviously had the American Pie, but there's youth films, but that was like legit. And it was it was funny. I'm not saying American
Yeah.
Pie wasn't funny, but it was so raw, real, and close to the bone, but also funny.
It reminded you of being a kid. That's
Yeah,
what I was just
exactly.
trying to get to a
That's
party.
what- yeah.
It was such a simple story.
Yeah.
Just trying to get to a party.
Party, yeah.
That's
Get
all
some
it
alcohol.
was. Yeah.
Yeah.
And everything goes wrong. And it's just
Yes.
just so simple. And then we've all been there. We're trying to get alcohol. You're like, oh yeah.
It's like
So
a
there's-
real version.
We don't normally end up shooting up police cars, though.
No,
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 but
no.
that's brilliant.
It's
Fighting
brilliant,
with
isn't it?
tramps and
Yeah,
things.
like-
It's like it's all in the game.
It's a
Yeah.
spell
Glove
check.
and
Great
all that.
film.
Hey, you
lovely.
McMuffin. So quality. Yeah,
So
I'm gonna go home
many
and
bits
watch
out
that
of
now.
that.
Yeah, no, it's
It's a
amazing.
good
Yeah,
film.
it's
Really
It's got a
good
good
film.
cast. It's got Emma Stone in it, isn't it?
Yeah, some of the
yeah,
early
so-
ones and stuff. Yeah, really
No,
good.
when he-
Just with
when
the black-
he
with the
passes
black-
out, his headbutts.
The black eye and goes to the mall at the end. It's great.
brilliant.
Oh man, I'm going to watch that as well.
God, that could have gone up.
I mean, he goes to that.
That's great.
He goes to that party and he's dancing with that girl and she's on.
Oh, yeah.
His legs. She's like grinding on him.
Yeah, it's a great.
But it's every party you've been to. So you've got the girl that gets so drunk that she throws up when they're just about to get on. It's so many memories. out of
It's
that,
just
isn't it?
reliving your youth
It
watching it.
is
isn't
100%.
Yeah, it's a
great
great film.
shout. Very, very good shout. It's got to be strong to beat that then. So what comes in at 2?
I've gone for 300.
Yeah, yeah.
Interesting. Very much a change of pace.
Yeah, because it was just a great film. And do you know what? I watched that so many times because I watched a program about bits that should have been taken out. Like you can see an engine in the horse-drawn carriage at one point, and you see someone walk through the watch. And because of that, watching a program about that, I watched that so many times. I thought this is a really good film.
Even with these black slangers and stuff in there.
Yeah.
So it's the whole Spartan
What's it?
army
Oh
thing,
yeah,
isn't it? And the Persians trying to come in, they defend
That's
the
right,
pass, don't they?
Yeah.
You know what? I'll have to watch that. I don't know if I've ever got around to watching.
But now we've just talked about Superbad. It probably could have been above 300.
Yeah,
Is this changing live? Live
you
changing?
can swap it live. Yeah.
It's a fair shout, but yeah, 2 very disparate films, but
Yeah, and I've got another different one as well.
Oh,
That's good.
we've got a whole range of things.
absolutely.
Yeah,
He's
I've-
giving us all the feels.
I've gone for number 1 for me for that time was Snatch.
Yeah.
Just sneaks in
Just
2000.
sneaks in.
Just
2000,
yeah,
wasn't
you're
it?
right. Because that was my film of the 90s was Lock, Stock.
Yeah, yeah. Did you go Snatch?
I did. I think Snatch was in my 3.
Yeah, yeah.
Certainly, yeah.
Yeah, it's good
Snatch
film,
is
isn't
a
it?
great
Really good
film.
film.
And I think that just topped my number
Yeah.
1. But I think actually Superbad should be number 2 and 300 number
Life
3.
changing.
Life
We're
changing.
fine with that.
303, Superbad 2. Snatch at number
Snatch
one.
number
One, yeah.
And Shaun of the Dead was just outside, but I had that on
yeah,
me.
of course.
Desert
Yeah.
Island Dick,
Yeah, okay.
so I
Nicely
thought
done.
I'd leave it off.
Smart use of the extra. Yeah. That's a great little shout. Yeah, I love
Yeah,
that.
it's a good shout.
Let's go.
Happy with that. Any quibbles, Phil?
Nah, see, the 2000s
The
are
arbiter
weird
of all
because
weirdness.
you hear these films and I never really know 2000s. 90s you can
Kind of, yeah.
pinpoint them,
place
but
and stuff.
2000s it all merges into one. But yeah, no, they're good.
Fair shout. Richie D, anything to
No. Again, I will have to watch 300 because I've never and I've got a man crush on Gerard Butler.
I was
as well.
going to say, yeah. I thought that would've
And
been-
if you're going to have a man crush, surely it's
Yeah,
Oh,
what
attracts you to Gerard Butler then?
What's that?
What attracts you to Gerard
very,
Butler?
very tiny leather
Beefy,
shorts.
Scottish. It just like I don't know. It just hit me over the head.
Pure
Like,
caveman thing, yeah.
Take me down. It'd ruin me.
He's very,
It'd ruin me. And I
very-
could maybe like get a feel
Is
on
he
his
Captain
hands.
Caveman? Or
very
bloody...
masculine.
Masculine, yeah. I
He's
think
a
that's what
very
it is.
masculine man.
He is.
I think.
And it smells amazing with Hugo.
I wouldn't
Boss.
want to grapple him, put it that way.
I think Dale would.
Yeah,
Coming out
by
of
the
that.
sounds of it, yeah.
It was
Sounds
my
very
man
much
crush.
it.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's in very tiny leather pants still throughout the film.
I think that's yeah.
I think that might have sold it for you.
I think
In
it's
fact,
And he's got
he's going
Cazale
home
watch
now.
on at some point.
Oh, yeah, exactly. So,
Keep an eye out for it.
yeah.
Hey, what time is it? It's time to beat those bloody Persians. That's what it is. Put on my Casio watch.
After he's ruined me, you can just check his Casio.
Yeah.
He can do a stopwatch. Oh, PP.
11 seconds.
Yes.
Perfect.
And
A
there's a
new
bit where he
record.
passes out. and it lands on a pillow, and you see it under his head.
I mean,
There's so
now,
many.
Now I'm going to go and watch the film and try and look for the bits that
Like
I
Predator.
don't know of. Yeah.
Predator's like that, isn't it? It's got all the bits that are wrong with it.
Oh, with the
Carl
arm in
Weathers,
it.
yeah,
Carl Weathers
yeah.
gets his arm cut. Yeah, there's loads of that.
Well, bit of watching for you, bit of homework for you, Del.
There you go, mate. Yeah.
But yeah, a very, very good little list. Thank you very much, Rick. We like it.
Yeah, very good. Very
good,
good. We're going to do the John Cazale.
Now, this is all you because we don't know, one, what the fuck his name is, and two, what the fuck his name is.
It's not Joe Calzaghe.
He's Joe Cazale.
Joe Calzaghe.
Joe Cazale.
I had to Google him. I'm not going to lie.
Who, John Cazale?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no,
I know
no.
who he is, but he's not a household name. Is
No.
he?
No.
But he has been in some good films.
Great films, yeah.
Great films.
Some would argue 5 good ones
Yeah.
in a row.
I hope
In a row.
I
Right.
hope I compete.
So
Wow,
what is the
mate.
John Cazale challenge, Rick? Let's hear it then. First of all, who the actor is, and then
Right,
the 5
I've gone
films in a row.
for, it's a strong shout, this, in my opinion, Harrison Ford.
That is a good
Oh,
shout.
yeah.
That is
It's a good actor,
Yeah.
but it's the films, isn't it? That's the thing.
Now, I believe I've researched this enough. This is correct.
Is this watertight? Is this what you're claiming?
I wouldn't bet my house on it.
Are we going trilogies here?
No, we're not.
Oh, we're not. Oh, okay.
No, we've
Well,
gone.
trilogies are count, though.
I've gone Empire Strikes Back,
Yeah.
Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Yeah.
Then there's Blade Runner.
Oh.
Then
yeah.
Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
And then Indiana Jones and the
Oh,
Temple
yeah,
of
I
Doom.
think, yeah, amazing. Yeah.
He didn't do any films in between that. I mean, if he didn't, that's a good,
If they
that's a
are,
good list.
if they're in order, that is
Did
amazing.
he do Witness or anything?
Well, Witness is still all right. I think the Witness is a bit later, actually.
What
Yeah.
about what's the one with
You
Richard
can't
Kimball?
debunk me already.
No.
What's the one with
I don't
Richard Kimball? What's that?
Oh,
one?
Fugitives later.
Fugitive,
mate,
is
as
that
well.
later?
Yeah,
That's
it's
90,
so
isn't
late,
it?
yeah.
Okay,
No, I mean, yeah,
great,
that's a good one.
It's great.
that's not bad, is it?
So starting with Empire and ending with Temple of Doom.
Yes.
So it's pretty.
No,
It's
mate,
kind
yeah,
of
I
in his
think
infancy
Phil-
as well, isn't it? Of his career as well. Theoretically,
Phil
it's
got a bit of a
relatively
cream
small
on
now.
as well, didn't you? When Harrison
Ford
Ford.
did,
The
yeah.
name, yeah, you got a bit of a. You got.
Yeah,
a
it's a good
you got
shout.
a bit
It's
of a robot
a
chubby,
good
didn't you?
shout.
In the way that you like Gerard Butler.
Oh yeah,
very
you got
much
yeah.
like Harrison
Well,
Ford.
he said about his man crush with Ford, isn't
It's just
He
never
made my
aged.
top 5,
He never
man.
aged,
No, he
Harrison
doesn't,
Ford.
mate.
Yeah, you're right.
He made my top
He's-
5
he's-
crush list.
Do you know why? It's
He's
because he always had a hat on, so he's protecting himself from the sun.
Well,
no,
Just the
you don't.
roles he plays is just that he plays the alpha, doesn't he? It's that he perfectly. It's
He
like,
is.
yeah.
But it's the whole.
Cool,
it's the
Han Solo is
flippant.
cool.
Yeah.
Indiana Jones is cool.
He's always got a wise
He's got
crack.
great roles.
Yeah,
Yeah,
No
he's got-
matter
yeah.
what film he's been in, there's been a lot of
It's
good
a
roles.
good shout.
Yeah, Blade Runner's amazing. Yeah. So,
Oh my
That,
days.
that's why I hope this don't get debunked.
No, that's a good list. That
yeah.
could
If that
that could be
up,
John Cazale.
Yeah,
that could be John
right up
Cazale.
I
there.
was going to say that's
could be
not
right
bad,
up
is
there.
it? It's the fact that Blade Runner just comes in the middle of it as well. It's like bang. Oh man,
I'd so hope.
I'm
that don't
tempted
get
to
debunked.
check IMDb now, but I'm not going to. I'm
Let's
not
not.
going to.
Do
Let's
it.
not.
Don't
Let's
do
not.
it.
I'm sure that there will be eagle-eyed listeners out there that will go. Actually, there's a thing. On,
Yeah,
I
it'll
think
be-
you'll
it'll
find
be Phil.
He did a foreign language film.
He did
back
the
in
voice on
82.
Care Bears in 1983. Actually, you're fine.
Would you allow that if he wasn't on screen? Would you allow that?
It's got to be voice as well. Wow. But I don't think he did any like that.
Let's hope he wasn't in Care Bears.
Yeah.
Just for your sake, Rick, because otherwise that's a great list.
I got told off at nursery for stealing some Care Bears once. Funny story around Care Bears and Harrison Ford. I don't think he did
They
voice
don't,
them.
yeah, it's not obvious bedfellows, but yeah, we like the linking. I like the linking. That's a good
Maybe that's
shout.
what I thought of him.
That's a good
What
shout.
did you do with the Care Bears once you got? Did you get them home?
I got told off by my mummy,
Oh,
and I
really?
got told to take them back and say sorry.
As one
That's a
should.
good shout.
And that's why sorry never counted in the future.
It all started there.
This is where it
Start
starts.
over the Care Bears.
It's Harrison Ford's fault.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
I really hope he didn't voice a Care Bear in between Blade Runner.
No, mate.
It would probably come up, wouldn't it? You would think.
Yeah.
The worst thing Harrison Ford's probably done is that holiday special for Star Wars. I don't know if you've ever seen
yeah.
it. It's cringy. It was after The New Hope. They did it as a contract for I think Fox or something. It's the worst thing.
After A New Hope, what? After
Yeah,
After Empire Strikes Back.
John, he's just ruined it, Bill. You've ruined the Joe Calzaghe list.
No. Oh, well, maybe. No,
it's only a short
Empire.
anyway.
We started with Empire, didn't we? Yeah.
Shorts don't
No,
count
it's
anyway.
I was, yeah, sure.
Yeah, it's got
Okay.
to be
It's got
full
to be a-
length feature.
Have you not seen it? Like,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
Chewbacca.
yeah.
Was he's Chewbacca's mum and dad?
It's all at the house, isn't
And
it?
knock on the door. You've got the proper cast, the cast from New Hope. It's cringy. It's like they sing songs. It's like.
So I won't rush home and research that like you will 300 then.
Rewatch
Right,
Superbads by all means. Do not go down the path of the Star Wars Christmas special.
Yeah, but if you want to hear something funny, David Prowse, who played Darth Vader, doing his Bristolian accent as Darth Vader before they do James L. Jones's voice.
And dub it over. Yeah, that's really
it's
good.
classic. It's got some guy speaking like a farmer.
I think
doing now
Horse is strong in this one.
where was he from?
Where's he from? Yeah,
He's
don't
done
know
it
where
again.
don't know where you're farming.
The horse is strong in this one.
Wow. That's a good little list though. We're gonna have to check it.
Yeah, he's very good.
Until it's proved wrong, you're definitely.
I want it to be right though.
Yeah, I want
That
it
is
to
a
be
good
right.
list.
Should we just not research it?
Yeah, let's.
I can't do that.
We'll
I
all-
can't let it lie.
We'll all agree to
Let
leave
go.
it. We'll all
Let
agree
go.
I
to
can't
leave
let it lie. You'll have to be looked.
You'll have to message me.
We'll have to verify it.
Yeah, I'll message
We'll
you.
get VAR on it and
Yeah.
we'll let you know. But until that
It'll be
point,
like it'll be waiting on tender hooks just for that. Yes.
Yeah,
they said they get back to me in 3 days.
A big shout out at the beginning of next week's podcast.
Yeah.
Just to let you know, Ricky was wrong.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'll shout it out.
He turns out the voice of the Care Bears after all that.
No, will be.
Fingers crossed for you. Fingers crossed. But a great list nonetheless.
Yep.
So I think we've prodded and probed you enough, Ricky. We're going to release you back into the wilds of Benfleet. But we just want to say a massive thank you for coming down, being so honest and open with us. Wish you all the luck in the world with the new venture. One more time, just let people know when it is, where it is, just to get the plug out there.
It is St Nicholas Church, Long Road, Canvey Island, 7:30 till 9 Thursday nights from the 1st of September.
From the first, we wish you, sorry.
Yeah,
Every
Good luck,
success.
Yeah,
We think
good
it's
luck with
brilliant.
that. Great.
But yeah, thank you very much for all your time. So, ladies and gentlemen, Ricky Ayres.
Thank you very much.
They say that all good things must come to an end, and the same is true with podcasts. So that is your lot. Stop being greedy. Go and talk to your husband or wife, your kids, a friend, your cellmate, maybe a counsellor, whoever. It's only a few days until we release the next episode, so go and do something productive. Go on, bugger off. Love you.
See you.